What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Monday, February 8th, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. However, everyone had a fantastic weekend. The Denver Broncos have officially won Super Bowl 50, and the Lombardi Trophy has a new mile-high home. The game itself was slow and sloppy as the vaunted defenses vastly outplayed the offenses. Scoring-wise, the second half was even quieter than the first, but Peyton Manning's squad pulled away in the end, beating the Panthers 24-10. The big question remains, will this be the legendary quarterback's final game? All signs point to the two-time Super Bowl champ going out on top, but that announcement is still pending, regardless of which way it goes. In a post-game interview, Manning said he would take some time to consider his future. Peyton actually didn't have a great game in the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl, but the team's emotional leader managed it well enough to earn an ugly W. On the other side of the ball, Denver's defense stud Von Miller was a force to be reckoned with, and he earned the MVP honors for the effort. Manning finished 13 out of 23 for 141 yards passing. He had no touchdown passes, but threw one interception and fumbled twice, losing one. Still, Eli's older brother gets a ring and plenty of glory, especially if this is the last time he laces up the cleats. Beyond the Broncos, it was CBS reaping the benefits. The Leslie Moonves lead broadcast channel is anticipating the record ratings that tends to come from the final football game of the year. Last Super Bowl scored 114.4 million total TV viewers, the most ever. While the audience typically grows year over year, that game had the bigger market New England Patriots, which enjoyed a thrilling last-minute win over the Seattle Seahawks. The down-to-the-wire aspect of Super Bowl 49 helped maintain that high average tune-in. This year, Las Vegas set its expected line north of 117 million linear audience members. Tuesday, the tallies will be totaled. Regardless if CBS just aired the most watched TV show ever or not, the network is certainly to leapfrog NBC to become this TV season's #1 channel in the key 18 to 49 demographics. Lady Gaga belted a pretty amazing national anthem to kick off Super Bowl 50. The most important question, however, wasn't about the quality. It surrounded over the length of the song. Las Vegas had set the over-under for Gaga's Star Spangled Banner at 2 minutes 20 seconds, pretty long for the song. That said, the art pop singer can hit and hold notes. If nothing else, she knew how to milk a spotlight. This time, the recent Golden Globe winner took about 2 minutes 21 seconds to get the Levi's Stadium's crowd warmed up. There's a bit of controversy, however, since Gaga added an extra brave at the very end, apparently just for the heck of it. That was definitely the difference between the over and under being crowned. Coldplay's Super Bowl 50 halftime performance came out without a hitch on Sunday in Santa Clara, California. But while the band recruited superstar cameos from Beyoncé and Bruno Mars, temperatures didn't exactly spike through the three-part set. Borrowing the rich, flowery aesthetic from Coldplay's latest album, A Head Full of Dreams, Levi's Stadium was decked out in a bouquet of colorful banners waved by ticket holders and fans on the field. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin began his set on bended knees, singing a few bars from the band's early hit, Yellow. The group then broke out into the crowd-pleasing Viva La Vida, but followed with the more recent Sleepy Paradise. A pivot was in order and came thanks to producer Mark Ronson, who appeared in a gold-spackled DJ booth to play hype man for Mars and his dancers. The ubiquitous Uptown Funk naturally showed off Mars' skills and upped the energy for Beyoncé's big entrance, the definitive mic drop moment. The singer rocked her signature black unitard, fishnets, and gold-plated rounds of ammunition across her chest, a nod to Michael Jackson's iconic 1993 halftime show. The Queen was drummed right into the formation, the politically charged single that she surprised fans with one day before the Super Bowl. In the quick power walk from the 40-yard line to the main stage, she and Mars battled in a formation Uptown Funk mashup with a sprinkle of her first solo hit, Crazy in Love. Martin then took to the piano for a sweet ballad while footage from the past 49 years of halftime shows played. This was a nice nod to the history of the spectacle, but one that arguably has no place within one of the performances itself. Another factor working against the powerful trio was location. The California venue meant the halftime performance aired during the day, giving none of the added drama a nighttime performance has offered in recent halftime headliners like Katy Perry, Madonna, and Mars and Beyonce's own solo runs at the gig. In the end, it was always a pleasure and an outright event to see Mrs. Carr do her thing. Mars is a showman, dripping with swagger and easy with his smiles. Martin and company are dedicated rockers who still pack stadiums and elevated their own act. Perhaps the whole event just needed some night magic. Coldplay's latest album, A Head Full of Dreams, was released in December. The band kicks off a world tour this March in South America. And Beyoncé just announced her own 40-date stadium tour for this summer in North America. Rocket launch, Bridges falls, and cars getting sliced in half in the dramatic new teaser for 20th Century Fox's X-Men Apocalypse, which premiered during Super Bowl 50 on Sunday. Director Bryan Singer returns to the franchise, which stars Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, and Jennifer Lawrence. The new film follows the storyline from the comic series in which Apocalypse, played by Oscar Isaac, the first mutant who has been alive since the days of ancient Egypt, awakens from thousands of years of suspended animation and is disgusted with the world he finds. Apocalypse recruits a team of powerful mutants to wipe human beings off the planet. Professor Xavier, played by McAvoy, and Mystique, played by Lawrence, must team up and train a new group of mutants to stop him. The film also stars Nicholas Hoult, Rose Byrne, Ty Sheridan, Sophie Turner, Olivia Munn, Lucas Till, Evan Peters, Cody Smith-McPhee, Alexandra Shipp, Josh Hellman, Lana Condor, and Ben Hardy. X-Men Apocalypse hits in theaters May 27th. An explosive new teaser for Independence Day Resurgence, complete with the national anthem sung at an outdoor stadium, premiered during the Super Bowl 50 on Sunday. The Roland Emmerich-directed sequel to the 1996 sci-fi film starring Will Smith will hit theaters on June 24th. Using recovered alien technology, the nations of Earth have collaborated on an immense defense program to protect the planet. But nothing can prepare them for the aliens' advance in unprecedented force. Only the ingenuity of a few brave men and women can bring the world back from the brink of extinction. Independence Day Resurgence opens in theaters on June 24th. Another trailer that debuted during Super Bowl 50 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the sequel. Megan Fox returns for the sequel, joined by Will Arnett, Alan Ritchson, Noel Fisher, Stephen Amell, Tyler Perry, Brian Lee, Laura Linney, Sheamus, and Gary Anthony Williams. Dave Green directs the sequel, written by Josh Applebaum and Andre Nemec. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows hits theaters June 3rd. Marvel debuted a new trailer for Captain America Civil War during Super Bowl 50 on Sunday. Marvel's heroes must choose their side in a battle between Chris Evans' Captain America and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in the third installment in the Captain America series. Downey warns in the trailer you chose the wrong side. Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Emily Van Camp, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Rudd, Frank Grillo, with William Hurt and Daniel Brill also star as an assortment of new and returning characters to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film, written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely and directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, hits theaters May 6. Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne and Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor made cameo appearances in back-to-back commercials for Turkish Airlines that aired in advance of the Super Bowl on Sunday. The stars appeared as their characters from the upcoming Warner Bros. DC Comics movie Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice to tout their hometowns of Gotham City and Metropolis as supposed new destinations for the real-life European air carrier. Affleck's Wayne explains as the footage shows the city, opera house, and a nightlife scene in the new Bowery. Thanks to a significant grant from my company, Wayne Enterprises, Gotham City is being restored to its former glory. The ad touts Gotham as a city that never stops and teases that tourists might catch a glimpse of a local celebrity as the bat signal appears in a cloudy night sky. In the Metropolis commercial, we see images of a boxy Daily Planet skyscraper, an under-construction LexCorp headquarters, and a flash of Superman whizzing by the Metropolis Museum of Modern Art. Proclaims Eisenberg's long-haired Luthor, thanks to LexCorp's substantial contribution, Metropolis is now open for business again. There's Batman vs. due in theaters March 25th. Universal unveiled the first look at Jason Bourne, the fifth installment in the action franchise, and the fourth with original star Matt Damon during Super Bowl 50 on Sunday. The new film, which finally got a title with the high-profile Super Bowl spot, stars Damon in his return to the series after Jeremy Renner took over the Bourne legacy in 2012. The cast also includes Alicia Vikander, Vincent Cassel, and Tommy Lee Jones, while Julia Stiles reprises her role in the series. Directed by Paul Greengrass, Jason Bourne will open in theaters on July 29th. And Disney debuted a new trailer for the upcoming Jungle Book remake during Super Bowl 50. Directed by Jon Favreau, the movie stars Neil Sethi stars as Mowgli, Scarlett Johansson as the menacing python Kai, Idris Elba as the tiger Shere Khan, Bill Murray as friendly bear Baloo, Ben Kingsley as Black Panther Bagheera, and Lupita Nyong'o as Wolf Rashka. The Jungle Book is set to hit theaters on April 15th. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey noticed all of those hashtag RIP Twitter tweets on Saturday and wants users to remain calm. He tweeted in response to the outrage that became the number one trend on the social media platform after BuzzFeed reported it would no longer show tweets in chronological order. Twitter is here to stay and will instead present a timeline that reorders tweets based on what an algorithm thinks people want to see the most. Dorsey tweeted, "I love real time. We love the live stream. It's us, and we're going to continue to refine it to make Twitter feel more, not less, live." Inside Out was declared 2015's Best Animated Feature at the 43rd Annual Annie Awards Saturday evening at UCLA's Royce Hall. The Pixar blockbuster also scored the prize for Outstanding Music, Editing, Production Design, Writing, Directing, and Voice Acting for Phyllis Smith. Man and Dog was named Best Animated Television Broadcast Commercial, and He Named Me Malala earned the accolade for Best Animated Special Program. The Best Animated Television Broadcast Production for Children honor went to the episode of Wander Over Yonder called The Breakfast, and the Best Animated Television Broadcast production for preschool children title was bestowed upon the Tumble Leaf installment named Mirror. Alejandro G. Inarritu has won the Director Guild of America's Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Feature Film Award for a historic second consecutive year. Inarritu earned the accolade in 2015 for Birdman and followed that up with the win Saturday night for The Revenant. This marks the first time a filmmaker has grabbed the prize back-to-back. Matthew Heineman took home the trophy for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Documentary for Cartel Land this week. Chris Addison won the Outstanding Directorial Achievement in a Comedy Series title for the election night episode of Veep. The Outstanding Directorial Achievement in a Dramatic Series honor went to David Nutter for the Mother's Mercy installment of Game of Thrones. Steve Carell, Quincy Jones, and Jared Leto will serve as presenters at the 88th Annual Oscar ceremonies in Los Angeles, producer David Hill and Reginald Hudlin announced. The February 28th show will be hosted by Chris Rock, and it will air live on ABC. Also confirmed to help hand out awards are Priyanka Chopra, Bahi Lee, Julianne Moore, Margot Robbie, Jason Segel, Andy Serkis, J.K. Simmons, Kerry Washington, and Reese Witherspoon. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson appeared as their Zoolander fashion model characters Derek Zoolander and Hansel on this weekend's edition of Saturday Night Live. The pair were the surprise guests during the show's Weekend Update segment. Tell us what the latest from Fashion Week, inquired the Fox News program host Colin Jost. Wilson's Hansel said, "Listen, Colin, we're not here to talk about fashion. We're here to talk about the one thing everyone wants to hear male models talk about, politics." Joss asked, "Have you been following the current candidates?" Stiller's Derek deadpan, "Well, as you know, they just had the Iowa caucus, which I skipped because I don't eat carbs." Derek and Hansel then evaluated the various presidential hopefuls' personal styles. Derek dished, "Hillary Clinton's style reminds me of one of my all-time fashion icons, Kim Jong-un. Not to name drop, but I'm pretty good friends with his sister, Kim Kardashian. Bernie is a champion of the 99%, apparently the 99% off of JCPenney's." Hansel quipped as a photo of Bernie Sanders showed up on the screen, "Look at that suit. Hey, Chernobyl called. They want their disaster back." Looking at a photo of Ted Cruz, Derek noted, "Next we've got Tom Cruise. He has totally let himself go. This is a real mission impossible for his stylist." Hansel agreed, "Makes me want to keep my eyes wide shut." Joss asked, "What do you think of Trump?" Derek exclaimed, "We love him. Donnie's just like us. He has the classic male model looks." Joss said, "You mean Blue Steel?" Derek offered as various photos of Trump's flashed on screen. Exactly, but Donnie has orange mocha frappuccino, and this one's called Hot Mess, and finally, after Iowa, he's got a new signature look, second place. Zoolander opens nationwide Friday. And in a related story, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders appeared in a sinking ship-themed sketch on this weekend's episode of Saturday Night Live. Guest host and Sanders' doppelganger Larry David was playing a wealthy early 20th century passenger trying to weasel his way past women and children into a lifeboat, and just as his character declares, "Technically my life is worth more than all of yours put together," Sanders emerged from the darkness yelling, hold on, wait a second." Sanders received enthusiastic cheers and applause from the audience as he stood side by side with David and announced, "I am so sick of the 1% getting this preferential treatment. Enough is enough. We need to unite and work together if we all are going to get through this." This episode of the show also featured a skit with David playing Sanders on the campaign trail. Saturday Night Live tweeted, "History was made when Larry David met at Bernie Sanders." The Jennifer Lopez-Ray Liotta cop drama Shades of Blue has been renewed for a second season, NBC Entertainment President Jennifer Salk announced. Salk said in a statement Friday, "We want to thank Jennifer, who is the hardest working woman we know, for her incredible efforts as both the star and producer of this show, as well as our other amazing producers and cast for all their tireless work in creating one of the most compelling dramas on television today. We're so excited to find out where this story will lead and have them raise the stakes even higher in what we know will be a fantastic second season." The show stars Jennifer Lopez as Harley Santos, a charismatic single mother and a resourceful detective at the heart of a tight-knit crew of Brooklyn detectives led by the enigmatic Lieutenant Matt Wozenak, who often leads a team to step outside the limitations of the law in order to effectively protect their precinct and their own, press note says. They also added, as a big illegal job looms on the horizon, the FBI catches Harley in the act and pits her against her own unit. As a newly turned informant, Harley struggles to safeguard her on-the-job family and avoid arrest in order to stay with her daughter. The ensemble also includes Roman Claude and Diarra D'Amato. Netflix's original series Orange is the New Black has been renewed for 3 additional seasons following the upcoming 4th, the company announced Friday. The popular streaming website and Lionsgate will maintain the female-centric prison drama for 3 more years following its overwhelming popularity. Headed by executive producer Jenny Cohen and starring the likes of Taylor Schilling, Uzo Aduba, Laverne Cox, and Laura Prepon, the project and its stars have won several Primetime Emmy Awards, Critic Choice Television Awards, People Choice Awards, and others since 2013's launch. Netflix VP of Original Content Cindy Holland says, "Jenny and her team have produced a phenomenal and impactful series that is both funny and dramatic, outrageous and heartfelt. Audiences around the world have come to love the ladies and men of Orange is the New Black, and we are eager to see where 3 more seasons will take them." The news comes ahead of the release of the 4th season of Orange is the New Black, which actress Prepon recently said will be our best by far. Showrunner Cohen expressed her excitement to the continue of the dramedy series, saying the extension gives her, quote, "plenty of time to do some interesting things." She said, "Here's to keeping it interesting. Thanks Netflix, both thanks and you're welcome Lionsgate. And kudos and gratitude to the stellar cast and crews and writers and producers and editors and musicians and mixers and schleppers with whom I have the pride and honor of crafting this show. 3 more years, 3 more years." Susan Sarandon isn't ashamed of the cleavage-bearing outfit she wore to the SAG Awards. The 69-year-old actress dedicated a shirtless photo of herself to Piers Morgan on Thursday after the 50-year-old British television personality criticized her ensemble. Sarandon captioned a screenshot of herself in the 1975 movie The Rocky Horror Picture Show by tweeting and captioning, "Today's hashtag TBT is dedicated to @Piers Morgan." Sarandon walked the red carpet with daughter Eva Amura in a black bra and plush white pantsuit Saturday. She presented the in memorial reel in the same outfit at the ceremony, eliciting criticism from Morgan this week. He tweeted Wednesday, "Would Susan Sarandon wear this to a funeral? No, it was thus horribly inappropriate for an in memoriam tribute." Outraged fans showed Sarandon their support by tweeting their own cleavage-bearing photos. Morgan responded to the backlash Friday, writing, "Oddest thing about hashtag CleavageGate is the charge of ageism. Never mentioned Sarandon's age and thinks she looks fantastic." He also added, "Not one cleavage photo I've been sent was taken at a funeral or memorial service, which kind of proves my point. Hashtag CleavageGate." Sarandon will star with Amiri, Courtney Cox, and Christina Ricci in the forthcoming drama Mother's Day. She's also slated for The Death and Life of John F. Donovan with Kit Harington and will voice Benani in the animated movie Spark. All of the 6 shades of Kylie Jenner's popular lip kit sold out within 30 minutes after becoming available for purchase Friday. The product became available online at about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and sold out by 12:30. Jenner teased an upcoming release Thursday afternoon, asking her social media following to check back to her cosmetics website and Instagram the following morning. Prior to the last-minute announcement, Jenner had left details about the new wave of cosmetics under wraps. The reality television star's product line introduced 3 new shades in addition to its original color. The brightest red of the bunch was reportedly named after the 18-year-old's grandmother, Mary Jo Shannon. Other colors included Cocoa, Paschi, Dolce, True Brown, and Candy. Friday's release also became the launchpad of Jenner's makeup brand Kylie Cosmetics, which teased new, quote, top-secret products in the works. Jenner is quoted as saying on her new website, "After 2 long years of dreaming about this, I'm so excited to finally share my cosmetic secrets with you guys. Kylie Cosmetics is a collection of products I created working with my amazing team in our lab to design the perfect Kylie look. I can't wait to see how beautiful everyone is going to look." Paris Jackson revealed she's an Alcoholics Anonymous while responding to critics on Instagram this week. The 17-year-old daughter of the late singer Michael Jackson explained she has more important things to worry about, including AA meetings, after social media users left negative comments on one of her photos. She wrote an expletive-laden post, "This is ridiculous. I have AA meetings to go to, family obligations, personal obligations. It's so selfish that I'm literally attacked on everything I post just because people that I don't even know aren't getting what they want." She reiterated by saying, "I don't know any of you. I appreciate the love and support, but the expectations are ridiculous. The expectations for my dad were ridiculous. He didn't owe you anything, yet he was ripped to shreds daily. I will not let that happen to me." Jackson, who often shares photos, said she will no longer respond to comments, positive or negative. She later revealed she used to delete every single negative comment by hand and said she was suicidal at 14 because people were sending so much hate. Jackson is the daughter of Michael Jackson and his second wife, David Rowe. The late singer died of a drug-induced cardiac arrest at the age of 50 in 2009 and is also survived by 18-year-old son Michael, a.k.a. Prince, and 13-year-old son Prince, a.k.a. Blanket. David Boy's widow, Iman, returned to Twitter this week after an absence of nearly 3 weeks. The fashion mom shared a couple of inspirational messages Saturday and Sunday, which hinted at how she is coping with the January 10th death of her husband of more than 20 years. Boy died just days after turning 69 and released his latest album, Black Star. Sunny Sweet Red, Pray Hardest When It Is Hardest to Pray, Iman posted on Saturday, Love and Gratitude. The day before it was announced Bowie had lost his battle with cancer, and Iman tellingly tweeted, "Sometimes you will never know the true value of a moment until it is a memory." The following day she observed by saying, "The struggle is real, but so is God." She has not been back on the social media service until Saturday. Actor Bobby Cannavale revealed on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert that his longtime girlfriend Rose Byrne has given birth to their first child, a son they named Rocco. Cannavale told Colbert Friday, "I had a baby on Monday, yes." He added, I didn't do anything. We men don't do anything, and I'm so tired. I think I've gained 28 pounds since Monday. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Like, this jacket fits so well like last Thursday, but I have been eating so much." The couple, who began dating in 2012, have appeared together in the films Annie, Adult Beginners, and Spies. Cannavale also has a 20-year-old son named Jake from his marriage to Jenny Lumet, who he divorced in 2003. The animated family adventure Kung Fu Panda 3 is the #1 movie in North America for a second weekend in a row, earning an additional $21 million in receipts, Rentrack said Sunday. Coming in at #2 is Hail Caesar with $11.4 million, followed by The Revenant at #3 with $7.1 million, Star Wars The Force Awakens at #4 with $6.9 million, and The Choice at #5 with $6.1 million. Rounding out the top tier are Pride and Prejudice and Zombies at #6 with $5.2 million, The Finest Hours at #7 with $4.7 million, Ride Along 2 at #8 with $4.5 million, The Boy at #9 with $4.1 million, and Dirty Grandpa at #10 with $4 million. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1990, Del Shannon dies of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Born Charles Westover in Grand Rapids, Michigan in 1934, the singer-songwriter known as Del Shannon committed suicide on this date in 1990. In a period when the American pop charts were dominated by cookie-cutter teen idols and novelty acts, he stood out as an all-too-rare example of an American pop star whose work reflected real originality. His heyday as a chart-friendly star in the United States may have been brief, but on the strength of his biggest hit alone, he deserves to be regarded as one of rock and roll's greatest. Legend has it that while on stage one night at the Hi Hello Lounge in Battle Creek, Michigan, 1960, the young and unknown Del Shannon stopped his band mid-song to have his organ player repeat over and over an unusual chord sequence. He had just ad-libbed an A minor to G. Charlie went to work the next day in his job as a carpet salesman with those chords stuck in his mind, and by the time he took the stage that night, he'd written a song called Little Runaway. Around them, A minor, as I walk along, G, I wonder what went wrong. It would be 3 months before Shannon and his band could make it to a New York recording studio to record the song that Shannon now saw as his best and possibly last shot at stardom. As he told Billboard magazine years later, I just said to myself, if this record isn't a hit, I'm going back into the carpet business. Del Shannon sold his last carpet a few months later as Runaway roared up to the pop charts on its way to number one in April 1961. Hats off to Larry and Keep Searching. We Follow the Sun were Shannon's only other top 10 hits in the United States, but he enjoyed a much bigger career in the UK, where he placed 5 more songs in the top 10 over the next 2 years. Like most stars of his generation, Shannon was primarily regarded as an oldies act through the 70s and 80s, but he was in the midst of a concert comeback effort in early 1990s with the Jeff Lynne-produced album of original materials already completed and rumors swirling of his taking the late Roy Orbison's place in the Traveling Wilburys. His widow would later file a highly profile lawsuit against Eli Lilly, the manufacturer of the antidepressant Prozac, which Shannon had begun taking shortly before his suicide. That suit was eventually dropped, but the case brought early attention to the still unresolved question of the possible connection between suicide ideation, the class of drugs to which Prozac belongs. And that is your entertainment report for Monday, February 8th, 2016. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.